So what I wanted to say was like the message that I channeled today that I heard so loud and clear was stuck in the mud. And I was feeling like my legs were being forced to be in the mud, because when you're in the mud, it's like a struggle. If you try and come out of the mud, you're using all your energy just to get out the mud instead of just waiting for the mud to harden and then you can walk out of the mud. So I feel like people are in this state of they're trying to do a lot on their own. Oh yeah, okay. A lot of people are struggling to do a lot of what they want to achieve in life alone, and they're feeling stuck in the mud. And 3 of the cards here mirrored like this feeling of encouragement. Like they wish they had more of a community, push, like energy, pushing all of you forward together. I don't know if you can hear, because music, I was like putting on music for a vibe, but now I can't concentrate. But yeah, it's like this feeling of, I really can't do this alone. Please, let's all push the wheel together. Pull me out the mud. This is what it felt like. I can't get out the mud alone. Please, let's help each other, pull each other outside the mud, because there's this feeling of freezing. And like nature is forcing you to be stuck. So you're taking that as a sign that you're stuck, but it's actually, no, it's like a sign that it's when you can't do something alone, what do? You don't just stay stagnant. You go and ask people for help. You ask people for help, or you call that in, you put the intention out there that now I want to do things in union, in collaboration. I don't like this word collaboration. Like you're giving and receiving. Naturally, people want to come and help you, and you're receiving that help. And then when you're able to give that help, you will receive it. But there's not that feeling that I'm only giving because I'm receiving, and I'm only able to receive if I give back. This came out so crystal clear because I'm feeling a lot of energy where we're living in communities which are like, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. Everything's like a transaction or a collaboration. And we've lost that feeling of, I'm just going to help you and the universe is going to come back, and I will receive that miracle back when I'm supposed to receive it. But I'm going to keep on giving as much as I'm possibly have the bandwidth to give. And I'm also allowed to receive without the guilt that I have to give back immediately. Because when you're able to give back, so you'll be able to pull someone else out the mud. Yes, okay, so there's like a lot of stuck mudness, stuck in the mud energy. And so that is coming from a very wounded place because So I only deserve to give. I only deserve to receive if I give, and I'm only giving if I get something in return. And that's coming from like a wound. So it's not natural. Nature is abundant and overflow, and we should be giving when we have the capacity to give, and we are able to receive without having to feel that we have to give immediately. So there's this like big wound in the collective, which is it's like communication, but also able to receive help is becoming transactional. Yeah. Okay, and then this actually took me to the point that I channeled on Friday, which was like meeting each other in the middle. Like when you're able to take one step forward, someone else is backwards, and you'll be able to pull them out the mud. And when you need to take a step backwards, and you're not able to help yourself, someone else will come and help you out the mud. So it's this like thing of helping each other, meeting in the middle. But you can also say that in like romantic relationships where women now maybe expect men to come all the way and impress them, and the woman is just like in an energy of, you need to impress me. But actually it could even work the other way around, but this is what I was picking up on. But it's actually about meeting each other in the middle and taking steps forward and taking steps back and testing in the waters, and just always coming towards each other, whether that be in a romantic relationship, whether that be in a friendship. But it's like, it takes two to tango, it takes two to make things work in synchronicity. Yeah, and it's this feeling now that I'm channeling that afraid to ask for help. Again, I'm bringing it back to this point, but obviously this is very clear message that is resonating in the consciousness at the moment, that I'm afraid to ask for help because I'm going to be expected to give something back, because we live in a transactional world and there's always hidden agendas. There's always someone who's has a hidden agenda. They do you a favor and then you feel like you owe them something, or is it really genuine, or do they want something from me? So there's this feeling of, oh God, it's very heavy. Oh, we've got to break that spell. It's like a spell. I'm allowed to give, I'm allowed to receive abundantly and without expectation to give or receive in return. And that comes from releasing some of the expectation on yourself first, because when you have a lot of expectation on yourself, then it's going to mirror that in your life. So take away all expectations of self, and then you will start to see that mirror reflect it back to you, that no one will expect anything from you because you don't expect it from yourself, and you'll be able to receive and give in that feeling of just like from the heart, and you're not calculating anything from here, thinking they owe me or I owe them, keeping tabs. And obviously it starts from finding those people that you feel comfortable that you can ask. So it's like that trust, building that trust with people that you can ask for help and you feel confident. It's a big one coming in. Yeah, and on Friday I picked up this energy of borderline, so feeling very, very high and then feeling very, very low. So not being able to come back and in that center, in that vortex of peace. It's either we're at one extreme or at the other, and people are finding it hard to come back and pull themselves up to here. It's like when you're high, you just go down again, and then in order to get yourself out of the low, you do something which makes you feel high again. And this was like a really crazy download, but I saw that someone's really going through a lot of like emotional eating at night. Like the words I heard was like, I wrote it down, binging on cheese at night, which is, yeah, interesting. Because there's like that old maid's tale, which they say like cheese gives you nightmares, and I don't know if that's 100% true, but cheese, I guess maybe there's something in cheese or vitamin D or protein that your body's needing, and then at night, that's the way that some people have been able to cope with that highs and lows. So, it's like avoiding the heart energy, as in like the grief energy from the heart, like love, but you can transmute the grief into love. You know, there's a lot of things that tools you can use to transmute that. So, and one of the cards is like very, very strong. You can see like it's like a never-ending story, like a cycle, like binging, never-ending cycle. Can't get out of it myself. I'm stuck. There's like a ticking time bomb at the bottom. And then that is stemming from I'm doubting my worth. I don't have confidence. Everything is ending. I'm stuck. I'm frozen. So there's like a stiff stuck. Like one of the cards is ghost land and deep freeze. So you see it's like I'm stuck in this mud. I'm stuck in my aloneness. I want people to pull me out the mud. I want to do this together. And you feel like the heart start to open, because when you're feeling trapped and in the mud, you're like, your heart goes in a like a little prison almost. And so the reason why I wrote pleasure trauma was I wasn't quite clear on what that meant at the time. I thought it was actually to do with like the sacral chakra, but actually now I realized it's more about maybe like the emotional eating or eating cheese gives you pleasure, but at the same time it's pain. Like you're eating the cheese, which is something that you enjoy perhaps, but at the same time it's like to numb the pain. So it's like a paradox of pain, pleasure. And I really see it with like female energy. Yeah, it's definitely around food. Maybe like it puts you in a trance or something that you avoid feeling this stuck energy. So when you eat certain things, or at night you put yourself in a trance, and then you avoid that. You're like numbing yourself from any emotions. But then it just is a cycle. It'll just keep coming back like a never-ending story. The cycle of that never-ending hunger for more and more. So it's actually not a physical hunger. When you're hungry and you have these like impulsive, I don't want to use the word binges, but let's say like indulgences. Let's make it sweeter. You have these big indulgences of wanting something. But what is it? A want is something that puts you in a low vibrational state, and wanting is lack. And when you're in the middle, when your heart is full, you don't even need you're not ever hungry. It's amazing. When you are so full in the heart, your hunger just disappears. And because your mind is expanded, you're nourishing yourself through love, through creation, through, like when I'm writing, I forget about it. I don't even get up to pee. And then my body is like, you need to go to the bathroom. And then I get up to pee. But when I'm in my creative state, nothing exists. Like time and space doesn't exist. So basically what's happening with this pleasure, pain, trauma, food, indulgence, borderline energy of highs and lows, octopus energy again, like this is what I wanted to talk about. It's like you can't find satisfaction in a few things, so you're going everywhere, like hungry, hunting, like with the the octopus is, what are they called? Yes, those things of the octopus. It's like searching everywhere, more. Where can I satiate my hunger? So it's going to as many social events as possible and seeking this outside validation because the octopus hasn't found it in the heart. And it becomes so exhausting because maybe you're looking for others to give you that nourishment or that leg up. And your ego is actually broken. Your heart doesn't understand broken. Your heart is never broken. Your heart is only cracked open. Oh my God. Yes, tender hearts cracking open. And so that oh my God, this is making so much sense now. Like when your tender heart cracks open, it's like the unbreaking. So your ego is scared, like, whoa, vulnerability, what is this? So your ego starts to break, and then that makes you think your heart is breaking, but it's the wrong words. Your tender heart is just flowering and opening to receive and give love, and you shouldn't be afraid of that. And it goes back to the point I made at the beginning, which was about asking for help without having this anxiety that if I ask for help, I'm expected to give, and in that moment, or I have to pay for it. Like, see who in your community that you feel that is open and that is willing to invite you and offer their help without you feeling obliged to, like, let's say, return the favor. So remove that transactional, strategic energy that we live in at the moment of like hustle and entrepreneurship and collabs. Oh my God, it's like, this is how we're operating now. Like secret agendas, like people are always having this seeds in their mind of, do they just want to be friends because they want to collab with me, or do they want to know someone that I know? So it's all strategic, and we've lost that feeling of just like trusting people from the heart, and giving and receiving from the heart without expectation. This is making so much sense now. So the vulnerability, the heart is afraid to crack open more and be vulnerable because of being taken advantage of. And it goes back to trust and boundaries and who you allow in your aura. When you've got a strong aura, you wouldn't allow that in the first place. And when you trust yourself, you know you wouldn't attract that anyway. But when you're in doubt, your mind will take over and be suspicious, and this is something that's coming in, suspicion. It's not your heart that is suspicious, it's your mind that's suspicious. Your heart will always trust. And so, you have to go back to trusting yourself, the wisdom that you're receiving, trusting your body, quieting the mind. Putting your hands on your head, like, does this make sense to me? Does this make sense to me? Ask your gut. Does this make sense to me? And then you get like a clear, harmonious decision or message on what is good for you, who is good for you, what actions should you take. Does this feel good to you? Does it feel good to your mind, heart, and gut? And it's checking in. And then you'll start to build that trust, because you're trusting your decision, you're trusting your body to guide you. So then you'll have more trust in those that you are in surrounding yourself with, or that are coming in your orbit. And in the heart, you're in the safe space, the peace. There is no ridiculous highs or ridiculous depression states where you're feeling like a roller coaster or bipolar. It's very centered. So if you're ever unsure on how to move forward, just don't. Just stay here in the middle and allow things to come to you in the timing it's supposed to come. And then things that are supposed to leave as well, let them end. Don't even have to end things. This is that feeling of just like, let things end on their own. And it will be a good observation of, let things show you, let life show you what it wants to show you. Let people show you their true colors. Be the observer, listen. And it will take away all that anxiety as well. Right here, I'm feeling. This one is the most beautiful card, encouragement. So feel safe to ask for help. It's coming in strong. Again, look at this one. Leg up. It's like asking for help. Feeling safe to ask for help when you can't help yourself. I just love that. I mean, this week, these last weeks have taught me so much. And when you least expect, someone will come in and overnight things can shift when you allow others to help you as well. Be receptive to their help without feeling that guilt. And I'm like, just been wowed the last few days of being able to be vulnerable with some people and like the support and help that I've received. And I was like, oh my God, I can surrender and I can relax. And it feels good to receive that help. And then the miracles started again, and the blessings start again when you're in that receptive state. Not always controlling or putting pressure on yourself. Because this is how my last 2 weeks were, pretty much. Yeah. And things are feeling good. So this is my Oracle's message to you. And yeah, if you see this later and you felt like there was something there for you, or maybe later something will come to you, maybe not this week, but maybe you watch this video, who knows, maybe next week, in 1 year, 5 years, who knows. I hope there was something there that helped you see your magnitude. That's the word that came for majesty and magnitude. Well, this is my message for today. Enjoy, leave a comment, have a nice day.